Welcome PyCoders to the core Python tutorials for the beginners. So in last video session we have talked about the constructors and how to write the constructor and their types inside our classes. So in this as well we have talked about some inner or nested classes by the Python programming. So in this video tutorial, let's continue with this. We will talk about the inheritance in Python. So what is inheritance? How inheritance is going to be created in Python programming, how it will got executes, and the constructor inheritance and the types according to the inheritance as single inheritance, multiple inheritance, hybrid inheritance, and hierarchical inheritance. So let's get started, guys. At the end of the video, you could happily get all the concepts related to the inheritance in Python. If you get all the concept, please give us a thumbs up. Do like the video. If you are not liking the video yet, please do like the video and do subscribe to our channel as well. So let's get started, guys. I will open my Python IDE here. All right, and I will create a new file. Okay, so we have at my our file right now. So first of all, we will talk about some inheritance concepts. What is an inheritance? Inheritance is an capacity to create and capability to create the new class from the old one. So what is the meaning of from new class to the old one? Means we can create the new class which has the property of a old class and its new class too. So how we gonna be created it? As of I'm talking about the two different classes, we need to create the two different classes over to here. So let's get started by creating a code. I will define a one class which is called as, suppose I said number. Okay, number, and I'm gonna be initialize the method which is called as input, which is defined by self. Okay, and I will write self dot a equal to integer input. I said integer input, enter number. All right, and we will, sorry, I have not completing the second parenthesis. All right, and then we will have the def which is called as show, which is generated by self. Okay, and sorry, semicolon and print. Okay, I said inside it's a base class, so inside a base class, and we will print a message like print the value of a. It will got be printed the value of a at here. All right, so what is this called? The old one class, we can call it as a base class. So this is the number as a base class in our programming. So I'm gonna be created the new class which is called as a, I said strings. Okay, so def, again I write the function as input one. We cannot be write the same function inside the two different classes which got so inherited. So self dot str equal to input, I said enter message. Okay, this is my message. All right, and then we have defining our def which is called as show one, which is again defined by the self, and I need to write print inside. I said this is the derived class, so inside derived class I'm gonna be print the value of str. The value of str equal to, I said self dot str. Here it must be the self dot a because I need to access the attribute of the class, so self dot a. Alright, so two classes we gonna be created, but we are not going to create the inheritance in between them. As of I need to inherit this number class to the strings class, so I need to write such a code like this at here in Python called as a such a way. So number we have written. So by the concept of inheritance, we always gonna be create only an object of a derived class. So strings over here is an object, is a derived class. So I'm writing it here is a derived class. So here in this example, I need to create an object of only derived class. So I have created an object as obj of the strings. Alright, and by creating an object we can access all the methods from the base class and we can access all the methods from the derived class too. So let's get started, but first I will save this file as inheritance example and we will run it. We will check if it's an error. Oh, it not be there. Yes, save, run model, and you can check the application is going to be executed. So object is going to be created. I need to execute all the methods from the base and derived as well. So first I will execute the method from my base class, then I will execute method from my derived class input 1, and then I will execute the method from this base class show and method from derived class show 1. Let's check it out. I will save this code, run model. You can get enter number, which is came by the base class because we have called the input at here by an object, so the number must be 10. Enter message is hello YouTube, hello, I said PyCoders, my PyCoders. All right, and you can hit and enter. Inside the class A we will have the 10, and inside the derived class we will have hello PyCoders. So that how the inheritance is got to be executes. Now if I'm talking about the uses of inheritance, if you could think like what is the uses of inheritance and how it will be like, so you can go with the uses of inheritance in such a way. The uses of inheritance will execute all the part of codes and all the parts of reusing the codes into it. Okay, what if like I need to reuse the code inside my inheritance, then I can simply create that inheritance by such a way. All right, so to reuse that particular classes inside the another classes, we will use the inheritance, and by such a way we can implement the inheritance in Python. All right, so we have successfully got created how to create the inheritance, execute the methods in inheritance, and now we want to see the constructor inheritance. Like the same example that I will have, suppose what I will do, instead of this input I have defined init at here, and instead of this input 1 again I have defined the init at here. Now I need to remove this, again I need to remove this. Now the question is, what if like by the concept of an inheritance I only create an object of derived class, by creating an object of derived class which constructor will execute first? All right guys, think on that, pause this video. If you have the answer, please put it down to the comment so I can accordingly check. And now let's check it out which constructor is got to be executed. So I will save this file, you can check it out. So enter message, what it means, the constructor from the base it got executes. All right, I just mind writing a message like PyCoders, so you can get that this strings object has no attribute that self dot a, because show one is not defining it there. Now the question is, as of by the normal programming, if I'm creating the constructor inside the such a programming, so it will got created first execution of this and then execution of this, right? But here in Python it will execute the constructor from derived class only. So here in this example I need to call my constructor like this. So self dot number, or we can directly call a number only, number dot directly init, like this. And if I'm executing this, I'm save this code out, I'm checking the running model, you can get enter message. I said hello PyCoders. I can hit and enter. You can say this self is this init has missing some argument. So to define that arguments, we need to check it out by such a way like we have to execute by such a way like I just want to initialize it by the self by an object. So I will save this code out. Okay, so we got be running this application, and you can get enter message which came by our constructor from the particular way of the derived class, and this is message going to be executed from constructor of the base. So that how we can execute by the inheritance in Python. So this is an example of, we can say an example of the constructor, a default constructor in inheritance. What if like I will have the one single value of the constructor. The constructor has an argument, consider here aa as an argument, and the self dot a is defined by the aa. All right, and here this constructor will have the one str1 as a value, and this is gonna be initialized at here. I just replacing that str1. All right, so how we gonna be printed this? And now in this scenario, as of this is not going to be executes, I need to write this attribute at here too. So I will write aa like this, and this got to be executed like this. So all the attributes, all the arguments of the base constructor must be write at the derived constructor, and then derived constructor its own argument. Now I need to pass these arguments by such a way, like I will pass AA at here. Now let's check it out by passing to it. Suppose the value is 100 and the message is obviously hello py coders. Right, we have saved this file, we have to run the output, and you can get inside the class value, set it as 100, and inside this str we have hello pycoders. So guys, we have done with our constructor in inheritance. We have done how the inheritance in classes. So there are some inheritance in Python that will supports. Python supports for the single inheritance. Single inheritance means one base class and one derived class. Multiple inheritance means many base classes and one derived class, or many one derived class and many one base class and many derived classes. Hybrid inheritance is combination of any types of inheritance, and hierarchical means tree like inheritance. You can check it out as your homework how to execute this example I have taken is a part of single inheritance. You can check it out for the multiple, you can check it out for the hybrid, and you can check it out for the hierarchical. If anything you got as an error, you can put it down to the comment so that I will accordingly solve your errors. Thanks for watching this video guys. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do subscribe to our channel, and thanks for watching this video. Keep stay tuned to our channel, then do like, do share to your colleagues, and thanks for watching this video. Happy coding. Bye bye.